So have you ever really stopped to think about just how big your life's goal is? I came across this incredible idea in the autobiography of Reverend Sun Myung Moon, and it totally changed how I think about ambition. The whole idea is that the goals we set for ourselves can shape not just our own little world, but the entire world. And it all kicks off with a really simple idea: planting a tree.
Let's really just sit with that for a second. This is the big question we're digging into. Is the thing you're working towards like a small fruit tree in your own backyard, something that's really just for you? Or could it be something much, much bigger? As you're about to see, how you answer that question can literally change everything. And this slide just makes it so crystal clear, doesn't it? On one side, you've got a personal, kind of comfortable goal: planting a tree at home. It's nice, it's simple, and hey, you get some fruit out of it. But then, look at the other side. It's the same act of planting, but this time it's on a barren hill in Africa. And all of a sudden, it's not just about you anymore. It's about feeding a whole community. The effort might be pretty much the same, but the impact? Wow, it's just on a totally different level. It all comes down to where we choose to plant our purpose.
This idea really pushes us to think bigger, right? If we want to plant a tree that truly matters, we have to look beyond our own backyard. It's about starting to see the entire world as our garden, as the stage where we can really make a difference.
And once you start looking at the whole world, you can't unsee the needs. We're not talking about some abstract headlines here. The source points to real places with real people facing things like famine, conflict, and disaster. The challenge it throws down is to not just be an observer, but to actually put ourselves in these situations and ask, what could I do here? Where could my unique skills make the biggest possible impact?
Wow, that it's powerful. It's a pretty stark warning when you think about it. If we only ever focus on our own little world, our own immediate concerns, we're exactly like that frog at the bottom of the well. Yeah, we might feel safe down there, but we have absolutely no clue about the huge interconnected world that's waiting right outside. We can't solve problems we don't even know exist.
Okay, and here's a really critical insight from the source material. The argument is that our biggest global problems, they aren't actually about a lack of stuff. It's not that we don't have enough food or water or technology in the world. The real problem is this shocking imbalance. It's a massive breakdown in distribution. We have overflowing abundance in one part of the world and just desperate scarcity in another. And there are not enough people trying to build that bridge between the two.
I mean, just look at these examples. It's kind of wild to think about. You've got countries battling floods, while other places don't even have enough water to cook a meal. Some nations generate more electricity than they could ever use, while others are plunged into darkness every single night. And this technology one, that really got me. Korea develops this super advanced tech to grow bananas where they really shouldn't grow, while parts of Africa with the perfect climate just don't have the tech for large-scale farming. The solutions are already out there. They're just not where they're needed most. So, if the world is just full of these kinds of solvable problems, that raises a big question, right? Who is going to solve them? What does it actually take to be that kind of person, a true global leader who can step in and bridge these gaps? Well, it turns out it might not be what you think.
And here it is, the core definition from the source. It has nothing to do with power or job titles. A true global leader is someone who can embrace the world's problems and feel them as if they were their own. They don't just see a crisis on a screen, they feel it as a personal responsibility.
I find this distinction so important. We tend to think that being a global player is about having certain skills, right? Like being fluent in English. But the argument here is that, well, that's just a tool in the toolbox. The real skill, the thing that actually makes the difference, is the mindset. It's that deep, genuine desire to embrace the world's problems. Without that heart, all the other tools are kind of useless.
I absolutely love this comparison. The source calls the typical life goal, the secure job, the nice pension, a comfortable life, the success of a puppy. It's cute, it's safe, it's happy in its own little pen, but then there's the success of a lion, dedicating your entire life to something huge, like tackling the refugee crisis. That's bold, it's powerful, and its impact echoes across the entire savannah. Puppy or lion? That's a heck of a choice to make.
So what does it take to live that lion-like life? Well, the source lays out these core qualities. It's about seeing all of humanity as your family. It's about being brave enough to let go of that need for a stable, predictable income. It's having that pioneering spirit to go after the really hard problems. And, when it comes down to it, loving the world with the same fierce protectiveness you have for your own inner circle. Okay, but this isn't just some abstract philosophy to think about. The source presents this entire way of thinking as a direct, personal challenge. It's a call to adventure that's being sent out to every single one of us.
And this image just says it all, doesn't it?
A life of comfort, that's the safe harbor. But the real treasure, it's not found there. To achieve something truly meaningful, you have to be willing to get in that boat and venture out into the unknown. It takes courage to leave the shore behind.
So where do you even begin with something this massive? The source actually gives us a really clear 3-step path. First, you have to give yourself permission to dream bigger than you think you're allowed to. Second, you take that giant dream and you shape it into a real, meaningful goal that actually helps people. And third, you find that inner pioneer and you start walking the path.
And that brings us right back to the beginning. It's not just about what kind of tree you'll plant, but about having the courage to choose a whole forest. So the final question is for you. After seeing the needs of the world and what it takes to lead, what bold, courageous, lion-sized dream will you dare to have for all of humanity?